You know, somebody said to me with the COPs, it's always a question of whether the glass is half full or half empty. And I think on this one I'd be inclined to the view that it's half full. And I say that because basically we've had something we haven't had before, which is an agreement involving all the developed countries and all the developing countries. So that's the platform for progress which we hope people can build on for COP18. What we've got is a promise to agree, which we hope the countries concerned will now live up to at future COPs. And we've actually got one or two specific things, like the agreement to establish the Green Climate Fund and how that should work. And we've got the inclusion of carbon capture and storage as a low carbon technology in the Clean Development Mechanism. All of those are very good individual steps on the path to a low carbon economy.
We see our responsibility in two main areas. First, power generation and transport, the two areas where Alstom is one of the global leaders, are responsible for 60% of the emission. So we felt that we could be part of the solution. So we are working heavily in developing technologies that will bring a solution to this problem in these two sectors, power generation and transport. We also think that we should walk the talk and have our own operation clean. So we are working in our own product footprints to make sure that we participate as a company to the solution. But most of the solution will come from the use of our solution by our customers.
The emissions reductions we have to achieve are greater than the total emissions from the developed world, then it's obvious the developing countries are going to have to play their part. So I'm pleased that that recognition, that pragmatism, if you like, has now come out in COP17, and I hope that's the basis for better progress in the future.
Although we see all this positive globally, although we see that in some area, some very specific aspects are getting in the right direction, I still remain worried because we are clearly fundamentally lacking of a clear signal for the price of CO2. So as long as we don't have this, it's very difficult for the economical agent to make long-term decisions and to decide on investments that will take several tens of years to become viable. So this is, together with the sense of urgency, something which is absolutely needed.
I don't think COP17 is enough in itself. We've always said that we need a binding global deal with a robust and strengthening carbon price to make sure we drive the investment that's needed in low carbon goods and services. And we didn't get that at the COP, but we didn't expect to. And at least what we got was a continuation of the process and progress on one or two very specific issues, which in themselves aren't the whole answer, but which should help for the future.
What I am seeing here is a clear decision and consciousness of the business leaders that something has to be done and something can be done without waiting for the government. But we all know that this will not be sufficient to really put the world back on a decarbonized economy. And the clock is ticking. I am not seeing a sense of urgency, which is what is worrying me more.